Hi guys, Keir Starmer needs to ban all donations and freebies now. Something I've noticed during pretty much every interview a Labour MP or minister has given to the media is the issue of freebies comes up. Be it the use of Lord Ali's flat or Keir Starmer's tickets to Taylor Swift. Something else I've noticed is how Tory MPs are never asked what they have received in the past or are continuing to receive from donors today. There have been a few exceptions like Robert Jenrick or some of the other front-runners, but I've yet to see a regular Tory MP or ex-member of Parliament grilled over freebies. Why is that?
Prime Minister says he's not going to take any more wardrobe money, but he doesn't seem to be too bothered about free tickets to Arsenal or club night in Ibiza. What is actually the guidance here? Are you guys not taking these offers, or are you?
Well, the first thing to say is that none of the rules were broken. We tried really...
No, I'm not asking about
let me just
broken.
explain, because we tried so hard while we had a previous set of leaders of our country, a previous government that were just flouting the rules, breaking the rules and lowering the standards. Look, it's important. We focused so much on the rules that what we didn't do, and we now know we have to do, is take what the public are thinking about what happens within the rules. This is something that we didn't quite see at the time. So what we're trying to do is adapt to what is the expectations, because expectations of this Labour government are so much higher than they were of the previous government for understandable reasons. And we're trying to meet the expectations that the public have. Now,
no, you're trying to meet the expectations you yourself set, because you couldn't stop criticising the other lot for every transgression.
No.
And the point,
Trevor, we've criticised them for breaking the rules. I'm really asking you. We've criticised them for breaking the rules. Priti Patel broke the ministerial code, had no consequence. Boris Johnson spent tens of thousands of pounds on wallpaper, never said where the money was coming from, and tried to hide it. You know, these things were not declared. You know, so what we're trying to do...
What you're doing is what you guys always do, take us back to the terrible Tories.
It's not about taking people back to the terrible Tories. There's a difference here. The Conservatives would declare some donations, and they would not declare other donations. Labour, it seems on the surface anyway, is declaring all the donations. Now, I think where Peter Kyle is wrong here, or doesn't get it, is that the problem is the donations in the first place. It's not whether they're declared or they're not declared. In the case of Boris Johnson and the Tories, they refused to declare massive amounts of donations. That was a serious problem. But by just declaring everything doesn't get around the problem of corruption. Because as I said before, corruption used to be, a business person would meet a politician in a car park late at night and hand an envelope with a massive amount of cash inside it over to the politician and get some favour done. Now what happens is, a business person sets up a shell company or sets up some company on overnight with no employees or anything like that, puts money into that, and then that gives a donation to the Conservative Party or the MP. That's still corruption. It's just legalized. But the problem we have to face here is that corruption will remain as long as politicians receive donations, be them for sunglasses or be them for wallpaper or flats or whatever. The solution has to be to ban donations, make political parties publicly funded. They're not allowed to receive any donations. People cannot donate to a political party. If they want to do charity work, like volunteering, that's a different story. But they're not allowed to donate money to political parties. That's what needs to be on the table. This would decimate the Conservative Party. They would close down pretty much overnight because they rely so much on dark money and money from multimillionaires and billionaires who set up these companies. So the Conservatives would probably close down if you did this. It would damage the Labour Party. They rely a lot on donations from, for example, trade unions. But if you had publicly funded parties, I'm not sure how we would go about that, but it would remove all of these donations. And then you wouldn't hear stories about Keir Starmer relying on Lord Ali for a flat or sunglasses, or you wouldn't hear about Boris Johnson getting money for wallpaper or anything like this. It would all disappear because it would be illegal. It would be a criminal offence to donate to a political party. That's the way it should be. Because, as I keep saying, if a politician is taking 100 or 200 or 300,000 pounds from an individual, Are they going to listen to that individual, or are they going to listen to the voters? If you take the money away, if you make it impossible to donate, then they have to listen to the voters, because there's no incentive to listen to multimillionaires and billionaires. Power is transferred from the richest to ordinary people. And that's the way it should be. That should be democracy. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.